Dear Taurus, a powerful shift is shaking your very foundations, and your adversaries are feeling the tremors of your unshakable resolve. What awaits you tomorrow is bound to astonish everyone around you. Have you ever noticed how those who underestimated your quiet nature are often the first to recognize the enduring strength you've silently cultivated? Sometimes, the deepest silence is not about surrender. It's a moment of gathering power, like roots digging deep into the earth before a mighty tree can rise. Remember, dear Taurus, the universe always operates by its own laws, and tomorrow you will emerge, grounded and transformed. Your enemies are in turmoil because they sense a formidable, unyielding force standing by your side. They once whispered your name in the shadows, perhaps dismissing your deliberate pace, but now the light of your steadfastness is about to shine so brightly it will disarm them. Tomorrow, a profound truth will unfold, a pivotal moment that will redefine you. You, who have often been misunderstood and labeled as merely stubborn or overly practical, will become a living testament to the idea that perseverance and loyalty can indeed triumph over adversity. You may have questioned whether patience could truly be your shield. Was your steadfastness a sign of being stuck? The universe has spoken, Taurus. It is not weakness, but a testament to your profound strength. You were chosen to embody this resilience, and it is precisely that enduring light that instills unease in those who once doubted your deliberate progress. They can feel the shift in the atmosphere, an energy of stability they can no longer dominate. A transformation is rising within you, like fertile ground preparing for a bountiful harvest. Tomorrow, the facades will crumble, and you won't need to utter a single word or prove anything. Your results will speak for themselves. You have remained silent long enough, stepping back to allow others their fleeting spotlights, while you meticulously built your empire. You have borne the weight of misunderstandings and unseen efforts, all in the name of stability and loyalty. You have communicated with the universe through dedicated work, carefully laid plans, and the consistent care you've shown, even when unacknowledged. Your silence was not born from fear. It was a conscious choice to protect your peace and your deeply held values. Taurus, you are not simple. You are an ancient soul, as deep and dignified as the earth itself. With Venus, your ruler, ascending, your appreciation for true worth and beauty sharpens like a perfectly cut gem. Tomorrow, truths long buried under superficiality will come to light. A word, a glance, an action will affirm your path, and you will realize that your practical intuition was always right. You were never confused. You were simply on your own timeline, building something lasting. One night, you dreamt of a lush garden, its bounty reaching towards the heavens. Beside that garden stood a figure in an emerald robe, eyes ancient and serene. You approached not with hurried steps, but with the quiet confidence of your spirit. "I've been waiting for you, Taurus," the figure seemed to convey. You thought you were slow, but in truth, you were learning how to build a life without disrupting the natural order, creating lasting value. Will anyone ever recognize that? Tomorrow, when the gates of tangible opportunity swing open, the light will call your name, and those who once cast shadows of doubt will find they can no longer hide from your solid success. You will awaken with a heart that beats steadily, a profound sense of calm, yet a part of you will have already shifted. You will know that dream was more real than any spoken words. When careful deliberation is mistaken for indecisiveness, and a love for comfort is branded as mere materialism, That's when the universe tests whether you can keep the fire of your inner resolve alive. And you did. Through the storms and the betrayals, you held on to your essence, your core values, and that was your first victory. Your lesson was never about revenge, but about allowing the natural consequences to unfold and letting karma flow without your interference. Do you know why you never crumbled? Because the whispers of your ancestors, grounded in the earth's wisdom, were louder than the fleeting criticisms of your foes. Tomorrow you will stand amidst astonishment, and you will need to do nothing but be present, a beacon of stability. Dear Taurus, if your heart feels a subtle, grounding hum today, know that it is not apprehension, but a confirmation echoing within you. You are being remembered and witnessed for your steadfastness. You are the answer to the prayers of souls who once yearned for security and unwavering support. No one can extinguish the light of one who lives by practical wisdom and enduring strength. You no longer need validation. Your name is already inscribed in the universe's records as a pillar of resilience. Tomorrow is not just another day. It is a gift, a revelation, a sign that appears right when you stop striving and simply allow. It could be an unexpected financial gain, just as you were feeling a pinch, a door marked with a symbol of earthly abundance appearing in a dream, or a sudden insight of profound clarity that sends a shiver of recognition down your spine. If that happens, embrace it. That is you being seen. Write it down as a ritual. I remember this. I have been seen, and I have endured. Are you ready for the next chapter, Taurus? In this chapter, you will see that your unwavering truth not only silences your detractors, but also compels the universe to make space for the solid foundation you carry. Have you ever felt as if the entire world speaks a language too fast, too superficial for your grounded heart? That your need for tangible security is too strong for a world that feels so fleeting? You are not wrong for valuing what is real and lasting. You are simply attuned to frequencies of stability that others have learned to ignore. Tomorrow, those frequencies will resonate loudly enough that no one can overlook them. The universe is about to communicate in your language, the language of tangible results, of steadfast loyalty and undeniable worth. Those who never understood your deliberate pace will finally have to listen. Tomorrow, you will no longer linger in the shadows of self-doubt or hide your need for security. Something significant is on the horizon. A moment, a dream, a seemingly trivial conversation that holds enough weight to shatter the skepticism surrounding you. You won't need to argue or say, "I told you so." The universe will speak on your behalf through undeniable proof, and you will find yourself recognized not by mere mortals, but by a divine force of stability that has watched over you for a long time. You are not created to blend in with the ephemeral crowd. You are a soul destined to feel the earth beneath your feet, to connect with enduring values, and to transform silent perseverance into tangible magic. You have faced tests that have shaped your resolve. You were once the child unable to articulate your need for security, only knowing how to express it through quiet diligence, creating beauty or dreaming of a stable future. You were the friend who was always there, a rock for others but rarely asked for support in return. You moved through life like a strong anchor, reflecting others' need for stability, yet few paused long enough to see the immense strength required to hold your own ground. You envisioned standing in a moonlit, fertile field, where the light emanated not from above, but from the richness of the earth itself. A stream flowed steadily, its waters clear and life-giving, and a voice echoed within you. Not in words, but in essence. You have endured enough. But why does no one see the depth of your efforts? They look only with their eyes, seeking quick results. You, however, see with your soul, understanding the value of time and consistent effort. So what will happen tomorrow? You will remember your intrinsic worth, and those who doubted your pace will bow before the undeniable results they could never comprehend. You will wake up not in anxiety, but in peace, as if an ancient burden of proving yourself has been lifted without needing defense. Tomorrow, your lesson will not come through suffering, but through confirmation, a gentle yet profound occurrence, like a cool breeze soothing a once parched land, affirming your path. You will realize there is no need to engage with chaos. Your only task is to illuminate your own path with steadfastness. Light, like true value, does not shout or justify. It simply exists, solid and undeniable. That is why you continue to stand strong despite all that has attempted to rush or unsettle you. The struggles that once caused you to dig in your heels will, tomorrow, become the very forces that elevate you. Not as a victor in a petty battle, but as a soul who preserved their integrity and humanity through the storm. Taurus, you no longer need anyone's approval to be yourself. Your soul was empowered long before this moment, in a timeline unseen by others, built on the bedrock of your inner strength. You are the keeper of ancestral wisdom, grounded in practicality, in a world filled with fleeting noise. You are the steady river flowing among sharp stones, the quiet, resonant note in a cacophony of life. Because of this, you are anything but ordinary. Tomorrow, when everything stirs within you and your grounded intuition whispers, "This is the moment," remember, you are not alone. An entire spiritual lineage of builders and cultivators stands behind you, waiting to witness your well-earned blossoming. You may encounter a sign, perhaps someone who once dismissed you repeats a phrase you once said with newfound respect. An old song that speaks of endurance plays at just the right moment, or a symbol of abundance catches your eye. Do not dismiss these moments. They are the universe's way of harmonizing with your steadfast energy. Write it down as a sacred ritual. I remember this. I have been called by name. I am ready not to fight, but to become the bedrock of light. Let these words mark a moment when your soul opens like an ancient, treasure-filled vault, revealing a strength that has never truly extinguished. You have taken a significant step forward, Taurus, and the next part of your journey will uncover what no one expects from your quiet power. You will touch upon the deepest mission you carry: to build, to secure, to create lasting value, and understand why those who once caused you frustration or pain were essential links in your soul's growth, teaching you resilience. There are pains that don't need to be revisited because they live within you like a persistent thorn that spurred you to build stronger defenses. You once asked, "Why do I feel so much pressure to be consistent? Why do I remain loyal yet still get overlooked? Why is it easy for others to chase fleeting trends while I cannot forget what truly matters?" Your questions are valid, and the answers lie within your unwavering nature. Your wounds are not meaningless. They are gateways to miracles of endurance greater than yourself. Tomorrow, the cracks in your heart will no longer bleed frustration. Instead, they will be where the light of resilience flows out. Not because you are fully healed from every slight, but because you have stopped resisting the weight of responsibility and begun to converse with it, turning it into strength. From this moment, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You hold the key to your inner power, your unshakable core. Your enemies are panicking, not because you have retaliated, but because you are becoming untouchable, a fortress of stability. Do you remember the last time you cried in private over someone who never appreciated your loyalty? The last glance that made you feel undervalued? Those moments haven't vanished. They have crystallized into the foundation of a soul that withstands fire without burning, emerging stronger and more refined. You are the kind of fire that smolders with enduring heat, burning through tears shed in silence and the quiet efforts that often go unnoticed. Tomorrow, you will witness something remarkable. Someone who once looked down on your methodical approach will regard you differently, acknowledging that they no longer hold power over your sense of self-worth. A symbol will appear that only your soul will understand, a dream of a bridge built of solid stone, a sudden light illuminating a project you've patiently worked on, a number, a melody, or a symbol of security you've seen before, but now feels entirely new in its significance. Do not ignore it. That is your soul's code, reserved for those who have traversed darkness with gentle yet firm eyes. You cannot heal by forgetting your journey. You heal by loving the parts of you that were once abandoned or misunderstood. The greatest lesson is not in letting go of your core values, but in accepting that the very wound was where you first learned to value your own steadfastness. You have endured too much, and instead of becoming bitter or brittle, you have grown softer in your strength, deeper in your resolve, and brighter in your quiet confidence. That is what makes you extraordinary. Dear Taurus, you may have felt left behind or underestimated, but those experiences do not define you. What defines you is your unwavering belief in goodness, in tangible effort, even when it was not reciprocated with speed or flashiness. That belief is what makes you one of the rare souls still carrying true, enduring light. You do not need to be understood by everyone. You only need to accept yourself, your pace, your values. You have weathered laughter, doubt, and pain, yet you still chose kindness and loyalty. That is why you were chosen. Tomorrow, you will understand why certain people left when they did, why what you longed for never materialized in its original, perhaps superficial form, and why you returned to the same old wounds only to build stronger foundations upon them. You will realize that if they hadn't hurt or misunderstood you, you might never have sought out the true depth of your own resilience. When that realization dawns, a burden will lift from your shoulders. No longer will you feel the need to hold everything inside with tension or prove your worth through struggle. You will simply be gentle and whole, standing in the light of your own making, where you no longer need anyone's permission to enter and claim your space. Write this down beneath the video as a soul activation ritual. I remember this. I have carried the weight long enough. Now I choose to walk with the strength it has forged within me. Know that the universe has received these words as a sacred vow. You have traversed the dark night of the soul, where your patience was tested, and in the next chapter, you will step into a realm where fear holds no power over your stability, and faith in your own enduring nature begins to shape a new, more secure reality. Have you ever prayed for a door of opportunity to open that remained stubbornly shut? Have you sat under dim lights, rereading old messages of unfulfilled promises, trying to understand why someone turned away from your steadfastness? Have you cried over dreams that slipped away or silent rejections of your patient efforts? You may have asked yourself, what did I do wrong? Why am I not enough? Not fast enough? Not flashy enough? Why did they choose to leave instead of stay and build with me? Dear Taurus, perhaps that was the day you thought you lost something vital. But maybe that was the day your soul was saved from a toxicity or instability you hadn't yet recognized. Tomorrow is not just another day. It is a breakthrough in your destiny where shattered pieces of old plans begin to align like a masterpiece of enduring value, one only the universe, with its perfect timing, could create. You will see, I wasn't abandoned, I was protected, I wasn't rejected, I was chosen for something more solid, more real. And then you will smile, not because everything is perfect in a superficial sense, but because you finally understand the sacred meaning behind every wound, every delay, every test of your patience. You carry not just your own face, but the eyes that once cried from your ancestors who toiled the land, the unspoken pain of your mother who yearned for security, and the fears of past lifetimes where stability was scarce. You thought you were alone in your rejection, in your slow, deliberate path, but each time you fell, your ancestors lifted you with breaths from the sacred beyond, whispering of endurance. Every tear shed over broken dreams of security was cradled by ancient souls before you could hit the ground, reminding you of the earth's unwavering support. They kept you from doors you were not yet ready to open, not to punish you, but to prevent you from stepping into a tragedy masquerading as happiness, a gilded cage of instability. They departed at the right moments, were silent when necessary, and chose others when needed, all to steer you towards true, lasting value. Back then, it hurt deeply, but today, ask yourself, if that door had opened, would you still be who you are now, so deeply rooted? If you had received what you once begged for, would you have found the courage to truly discover the immense strength of your own steadfast spirit? The lesson is not about becoming stronger in a harsh way. It is about realizing you don't need everyone to acknowledge your worth or your pace. You don't need acceptance from those who once rejected your deliberate nature. You simply need to find where your soul can rest in peace, in a space you've built with your own hands. Strangely, those who turn their backs on your quiet efforts will be the first to be astonished when you rise from the ashes of old disappointments, no longer the person they once knew, but a pillar of undeniable strength. Dear Taurus, you are no longer a soul waiting for validation from the world's fleeting trends. You are a soul taught by your ancestors that those who need to see your true worth will see it, and those who don't or can't are not worthy of your precious, enduring energy. Tomorrow, a new door will open, a door built on solid ground, and this time you will walk through it as someone who remembers their true self, their intrinsic value, not as someone pleading for a place at a rickety table. Affirm this: I am worthy, even if they don't see my deliberate pace. I have seen the value of endurance, even if they didn't witness my quiet efforts. I have endured, and I don't need pity to stand tall and secure. Because true light, true value, does not require a loudspeaker to shine or be recognized. It simply needs darkness or superficiality to linger long enough to reveal its profound, contrasting presence. Tonight, before you sleep, place your hand over your heart and ask, what door am I still knocking on that hasn't opened? A door perhaps leading to instability. What have I not truly forgiven, even if it hasn't yet arrived in the form of an apology? What am I ready for in terms of solid growth without carrying old longings for what was never truly mine? Taurus, if you truly resonate with this message, write beneath the video, "I no longer ache for the old, unsuitable door. I'm grateful it closed at the right time, protecting me. I'm ready to walk through a more deserving door with a healed, steadfast heart." Let this be a ritual that ignites your inner light of resilience, a reminder that your soul is awakening to its true, enduring power. You have never lost what truly belongs to you. The universe has simply held it for a while, like a seed in fertile ground, to prepare a worthy space for your arrival, for its full blossoming. You don't need to keep knocking on the old door, because the door that's about to open, the one built on your true worth, is gently tapping on you from within. The one who once fell or felt undervalued is returning as a sign of unshakable strength. Can you feel it, Taurus? An unusual, steady heartbeat in your chest, a gentle breeze caressing your heart at night like the earth breathing with you, an old dream of security resurfacing, not to make you weep for what was, but to awaken your spirit to what can be built. The world may have once silenced your quiet voice, enemies may have made you shrink from their aggressive tactics, and pain may have confined you in a fragile shell of doubt. But now you are no longer a whisper. You are a declaration of enduring strength. You are not merely waiting for something to arrive. You are the very arrival, the embodiment of stability that will astonish everyone. They once said you were too sensitive to criticism, dismissed the depth of your gaze, which saw true value, and walked away when you needed consistent support the most. But Taurus, some souls are not born to be understood by the impatient. They are born to lead through example, to build lasting foundations. Some are not meant to receive fleeting applause. They are destined to call back lost souls to what truly matters, to enduring values. You were not just born with a gentle, appreciative heart. You were chosen to return with a sacred purpose, to create beauty, security, and demonstrate the power of perseverance. You are a herald of a new era of groundedness, a bearer of light, not from the fleeting sun, but from a moment of deep inner knowing you once thought was lost or undervalued. Do you remember those silent moments when no one asked about your patient efforts? Those nights you wished to vanish from the pressure, unnoticed? Now, as you rise in your quiet power, those who once turned away or rushed past you will be the first to whisper, "Taurus is so different now, so solid." They may not be able to articulate that difference, but they will feel something resonating from you, for the light that emerges after the abyss of doubt is the light that captivates the world with its undeniable presence. Your return to self-assurance requires no announcement. It resonates from the silence you have patiently endured, from the consistent effort you've invested. It emanates from the very losses or delays that once brought you to your knees, forcing you to dig your roots deeper. A mature soul doesn't need to knock on doors to be heard or validated. They simply pass by, leaving waves of calm and tangible results that touch the deepest memories and needs of others. Taurus, you don't need to shout your triumphs. Your presence alone, your quiet success, is enough to awaken every heart to the power of endurance. This time, the lesson is no longer about how to make someone love or appreciate you again. It's about learning to love and appreciate yourself so deeply, your own steady pace, your own values, that no one can make you doubt your worth again. It's about transforming old pain from a chain that held you back into a bridge leading you back to your purpose, a solid foundation for future growth. You have traversed the depths, not to tell a story of woe, but to see who remains steadfast and help them rise by your example of resilience. Taurus, you didn't just survive, you returned carrying a map from the spirit realm, a blueprint for building a life of true value. You didn't merely endure. You are the one charting a path for other souls seeking stability and genuine connection. Perhaps tomorrow, someone will reach out to you for your steady counsel. A door of tangible opportunity will open, an investment will mature, and you'll feel that this moment comes from a higher place, earned through your consistent effort. It's not a coincidence. It's the universe responding to your resilient silence, your unwavering commitment. It is the whisper of your ancestors, the wisdom of the earth, urging you forward. You have ventured far enough in the dark, patiently tilling your soil. Now it's time to step into your light, into your harvest. Affirm this: I am not returning the same. I come back carrying the flame of my soul, a flame of enduring strength. I don't need everyone's approval. I only need to be true to my mission, to my core values. Dear Taurus, tonight, you don't have to do anything but sit in stillness, close your eyes, and whisper to yourself, I'm ready. I don't need to prove myself. I only need to remember who I am, the bedrock of my own being. If you wish to perform a small ritual, write down below the video, I am not just returning. I return with the light of enduring strength that has never gone out within me. Write this as a promise to your ancestors, to the earth that sustains you, as a signal to the universe that you are ready for a greater calling, one built on stability and true worth. Tomorrow will come, bringing with it the mark of tangible success you have awaited your entire life. But this time, you won't be waiting with an anxious heart. You will open the door with a soul matured through the storms of life, grounded and secure. You don't need to win anyone's approval. You simply need to be yourself, free from fear, rooted in your own power. Dear Taurus, there are dreams of security you once tucked away in your heart, memories of past efforts you hesitated to revisit, and wounds of being undervalued you believed were yours alone to carry. But the moment you stopped forcing yourself to be strong in a harsh way, when you ceased trying to prove anything to those who couldn't see, that's when the universe began to draw closer, to align with your true, gentle strength. This is no longer a battle between you and your enemies or detractors. It's not about who is right or wrong, nor is it about whether others understand your pace or your values. True light, true worth, needs no validation, and truth does not require agreement. It simply needs to be lived authentically, steadfastly. Dear Taurus, you are not merely about forgiveness. You are about liberation. Liberation from the need for external approval. Liberation into your own solid self-worth. You were labeled as fragile in your sensitivity, overly sensitive to disruption, and dreamily naive in your pursuit of comfort and beauty. They did not understand that your heart is like a wind chime, stirred only by unseen breezes of genuine connection, or like fertile earth, responding only to authentic cultivation. You are the one who senses the truth, the real value, even before it is spoken or widely recognized. You navigate the lives of others like a mirror, reflecting their deepest fears of instability and their unhealed wounds related to security. So what will tomorrow bring? Perhaps an apology for past underestimation, or maybe not. It could be a new door of solid opportunity opening, or just a moment of profound peace in your heart. A stillness that, for the first time, doesn't hurt or feel like stagnation. The lesson is not that you will be compensated for every past slight. It's that you have learned not to barter your essence, your core values, simply to be acknowledged or to fit in with fleeting trends. The lesson is not about punishing those who have wronged or misunderstood you. It's about realizing you no longer wish to look back with resentment, only forward with wisdom. Forgiveness, for you, is not about forgetting. It's about moving on without the need to remember the sting, because you are too busy building your beautiful, secure future. Dear Taurus, you were not born to fit into a fast-paced, superficial mold. You were born to remind the world of what has been forgotten. That gentleness combined with resolve is a form of strength, that practical intuition is a guiding compass, and that souls like yours, grounded in earthly wisdom, are witnesses to the sacredness of patient creation. You don't need another debate or justification. You only need to stand still in your truth, and the light of your accomplishments will shine on its own. You don't need to answer to every critic. You only need to exist authentically, and the universe will respond with what you truly deserve: stability, beauty, and lasting joy. Before you leave this space, take a moment for a small but sacred ritual. Write down below the video, not for someone else to see, but for the universe to witness that you have chosen growth, grounded in self-acceptance. I don't need anyone to understand my pace to know I am worthy. I don't need anything else from the outside, because I am already whole, rooted in my own being. Just one sentence can serve as the key that unlocks the door to peace and self-assuredness. It's a signal to your spiritual guides that this soul has returned to itself, to its inherent strength. Dear Taurus, if you have ever felt forgotten or overlooked in the rush, remember this: not everyone can see the depth of your soul or the value of your steady efforts, but those who need to, those who appreciate true worth, will. If you have ever believed you had no place in this world because your rhythm is different, then know that your light, your steadfastness, your ability to create beauty and security is exactly what the world needs. Thank you for allowing me to walk with you along this part of your journey. May you continue forward with lightness in your heart, love for yourself, and the belief that every soul that heals and finds its grounding is a miracle in this world.